All right. Today we're diving into something that's super important for every single pet owner out there. And believe it or not, the danger we're talking about, well, it probably starts in your own medicine cabinet.
So I want you to think for a second. What's that one thing, that super common pain reliever you probably have in your purse, maybe your car, definitely by your bed? You know, the one you grab for a headache. But for your pet, it could be a deadly, deadly mistake. Any ideas what it is? Yep, it's acetaminophen. And this is what that common little pill can lead to. We're looking at the clinical reality here, a serious and, honestly, a way too common poisoning that starts right at home.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Why is this everyday medicine such a huge threat to our pets?
You know it as Tylenol or paracetamol, right? It's in tons of over-the-counter cold and pain meds. And look, it works great for us humans. But here's the thing, our pets' bodies are they're wired completely differently. And that one little difference, it can be absolutely fatal. And when we talk about pets, you have to know this. The difference between cats and dogs here is, well, it's terrifying. Cats are so incredibly sensitive. We're talking a single pill can be lethal. Why? Because they're missing a key enzyme to break it down safely. Now, dogs are definitely at risk too, but for them, it usually takes a bigger dose to cause that serious liver damage. For cats, though, one of the first things you might see is this really distinct swelling in their face and paws. It's a huge warning sign.
So the second a pet swallows one of these pills, a clock starts ticking. A really scary, toxic countdown begins. And understanding this timeline, it's everything when it comes to saving their life.
So here's what's happening on the inside. Basically, your pet's liver just gets slammed. It can't keep up. The body's whole detoxification system gets completely overwhelmed, and that leads to a super dangerous backup of toxic stuff. And this is the bad guy in this whole story. It's a toxic byproduct called NAPQ. See, when the body's normal, safe pathways are overloaded, it starts making this stuff instead. And NAPQ is it's like a wrecking ball. It smashes into liver cells, and even worse, it attacks red blood cells, which means they can't carry oxygen around the body anymore. This timeline really shows you just how fast things go wrong. See that first window, 0 to 4 hours? That is your golden window. That's when a vet can do the most good. But after that, the damage just ramps up. By the time you hit 24 hours, you're looking at peak injury. The really severe signs start showing up. And even if the treatment works, which is amazing, you got to understand, the liver needs a long time to heal. We're talking 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, so knowing the timeline is step one. Step two is knowing what to look for. So let's talk about the actual signs that tell you your pet is in serious trouble.
In the beginning, it might just be that your pet seems a little off, They might be weak or tired, not interested in food, maybe they're vomiting. But remember what we said about cats. If you're a cat owner, any swelling in the face or paws, that is a massive red flag. You need to act immediately. But this right here, this is probably the most unique and, frankly, the scariest sign. Chocolate-colored gums. If you lift up your pet's lip and their gums look like this, kind of muddy, brown, it is a 5-alarm fire. It's a true medical emergency. And you know why it happens? It's that villain, NAPQ, damaging the red blood cells so badly they just can't do their job and carry oxygen. All right, so if the worst happens, is there anything that can be done? The answer is yes. It's not a hopeless situation at all. Vets have a solid plan of attack, but it is absolutely a race against the clock. So what does a vet do? Well, it's a multi-step approach. First things first, they try to decontaminate, get the poison out. That might mean inducing vomiting or using activated charcoal. Then comes the hero of the story, the antidote. It's called N-acetylcysteine, or NAC for short, and its whole job is to help the body neutralize that nasty NAPQ. And while all that's going on, they're giving supportive care. Think oxygen, IV fluids, just to keep the patient stable and protect their organs. Okay, so we've covered the danger, the timeline, the scary signs, and the treatment. Now let's wrap up with what is honestly the most important part of all, how to stop this from ever happening in the first place. And what's the prognosis if it does?
And I really want this to sink in. This is a direct quote from the source material. With prompt and aggressive care, prognosis is usually good. Look, this is super serious. There's no doubt about it, but it is treatable. If you act fast, if you get your pet to the vet right away, the odds are actually on your side.
But good prognosis doesn't mean they're back to normal the next day. Remember that timeline. It can still take 4 to 6 weeks for the liver to fully recover and for those enzymes to get back to normal. It's a long road, for sure. But the important thing is, it's a road to recovery.
So, when you boil it all down, it really comes back to one word: prevention. I mean it. Never, ever give your pet human medication without your vet telling you to. Period. Keep all your meds locked up, somewhere they can't possibly reach, and if you drop a pill, that becomes the most important thing in the world until you find it. And if you even think there's a chance they ate one, don't wait, don't watch and see, call your vet or poison control immediately. Because as we've seen, time is absolutely everything.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important question. I want you to think about this as soon as we're done here. Go take a look at your medicine cabinet, your nightstand, wherever you keep your pills, and ask yourself, honestly, is it really pet-proof?